The COVID inquiry continues this week with testimony from some of Boris Johnson's closest aides. Viewers are warned that this report contains people that some of you might find offensive. Our disgusting orgy of narcissism correspondent, Jonathan Goodenough, has more. Yes, that's right. The inquiry heard today from former Press Secretary Cain and former advisor Dominic Cummings, who described ministers as morons, liars, and useless. Useless what? Well, I don't want to say. He didn't just call them useless, he called them useless. My mum watches this. He called them useless. Fuck pigs. Louder. Fuck pigs. Thank you. He also called them Carry on. Right, the day started with testimony from Cain, who said that COVID was the wrong crisis for Boris Johnson's skill set. Did he say what would have been the right crisis? Well, the general consensus is that the right crisis for his skill set would have involved an after-dinner speech, a model of a bus, and a woman who absolutely had to get pregnant. Right. We've also seen notes and WhatsApps from the former Prime Minister in which he agreed that COVID was nature's way of dealing with old people, and even suggested that people with COVID lived longer, suggesting he understands statistics about as well as he does marriage vows. What else did the former Prime Minister say about old people? He was apparently obsessed with old people accepting their fate and allowing young people to just get on with their lives, which seems like a rather cavalier approach to your own voter base. He came in for a lot of criticism, didn't he? Yes, that's right. Dominic Cummings made it clear that he thought that Boris Johnson was completely unsuitable for the role of Prime Minister, and yet he worked hard to get him elected. Yes, and when challenged on that, he said that if Boris Johnson hadn't been elected, Brexit would have been in danger, and he couldn't let that happen. Well, at least that's been a huge success. Quite. Cummings then went on to describe a government in chaos with no plans to deal with the pandemic, in truly shocking testimony that was it though? Sorry? Shocking. Was anybody actually shocked? Well, I mean, wasn't it patently obvious from the beginning that Boris Johnson's government was as suited to dealing with a crisis like COVID as Mary Berry would be at knocking out Tyson Fury? Actually, based on his performance this weekend, she might take a round off him. Fair point, but isn't calling all of this shocking a form of gaslighting? Pretending we didn't know it was all a shambles all along? Well, we didn't know what they were calling each other in private. And what was that? Useless fuckpigs. And thank you, Jonathan. Sorry, Mum. Next up, as it's rumoured that Nigel Farage might be sent into the jungle, we ask, how disappointing is it to find out it's just for a TV show?